willing to take full responsibility for the horrible events of the last 24 hours, but you must understand. Our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
Hi there, I'm Luke, and I'm going to talk about id's 2016 reboot of Doom. You're on a UAC scientific facility on Mars. Demons have invaded, killed everyone, and you've just been released from your stone tomb. This is Doom. id's 2016 reboot of the legendary franchise just oozes confidence and it doesn't hold back. From the opening moments, you're killing demons up until the very end. Yet despite its fast-paced, chaotic nature, Doom's pacing is on point. New weapons and enemies are slowly introduced over the course of the game, but it never feels overwhelming. The first time you meet a Pinky, it's a pretty big deal. A few levels later, you'll fight 3 or 4 of them in one encounter, but it'll just feel normal. The weapons are handled similarly too. You'll slowly acquire each weapon as you make your way through the game, and you'll have plenty of time to experiment with each one and its attachments. The gunplay and the combat is where this game truly shines though. It's violent, it's bloody, and it's brilliant. There's no aiming down the sights, no waiting behind cover for your health to regenerate, or even reloading. Once you walk into a fight, you start shooting, you start moving, and you don't stop until everything is dead. All the classic weapons return alongside some new toys. The shotgun will still serve as your best friend, the chainsaw still cuts demons in half, and the BFG 9000 is explosive and powerful as ever. But Doom enhances this with weapon upgrades. Supply drones are scattered across the map and they allow you to unlock 1 or 2 new power-ups for your weapons along the way. So you can upgrade your shotgun to fire a burst of 3 shots in quick succession or fire an explosive shot. The rocket launcher can lock onto enemies or allow you to remotely detonate a rocket prematurely. The range of weapons shake up things and provide new ways to fight, but it's enhanced by the supporting tools to keep you shooting. There's no health regeneration here, so if you're injured and low on health, you'll need to get up close and glory kill enemies. Quick but often hilarious animations that cause demons to drop health. If you're running low on ammo, then pull out the chainsaw and cut something in half for a shower of blood and ammunition. These little mechanics really incentivise a more aggressive playstyle by rewarding you with more gas to keep the fighting going. And it also helps that glory kills are hilariously brutal too. In keeping with the throwback tone, even Doom's maps are designed like the classics. They're open and varied, and a keen eye will help you get the most out of them. Secrets are littered across every map, combat drones containing weapon upgrades, dead marines who provide armour upgrade points, or little Doom Guide dolls that unlock character model showcases. The weird thing is, I usually hate collectibles, but I actually wanted to search the map and find these things, and I have no idea why. Maybe it's because it felt rewarding. I wasn't doing it for an achievement or something useless. I was doing it because it would give me upgrades and more powerful items. I mean, it's almost as if making collectibles actually useful in some way makes them more interesting to collect. The final side of Doom's campaign is the actual story itself. It's very minimal and it doesn't mess around. From the outset your goal is obvious. Kill demons and end the invasion. It doesn't try to deviate or try to add more than that. It is more than aware that anyone who's interested in Doom is interested in the violence, not really the story, and they understand that. There's maybe a couple of cutscenes and a very small supporting cast, but the game rarely tries to beat you over the head with story details because the odds are you don't care. You just want to kill demons. But the real star of the story is the Doom Marine himself though. Despite being completely mute, he still shows a ton of personality. Aside from his incredible set of demon killing skills and a natural affinity for every weapon in the game, he shows an incredibly violent nature in just about everything he does. When he finds a combat drone for an upgrade, he punches the thing really hard. In one scene he's instructed to unscrew and carefully remove something, but opts to simply kick the thing until it's broken.
You need to remove each lens individually. Carefully release the hinges.
Sometimes he fist bumps Doom Guy dolls. He's violent, unhinged, and destructive. Multiplayer, on the other hand, is a bit muddling. Bethesda constantly marketed it as an arena shooter, but it barely feels like that. While yes, the maps are littered with health, armour and ammo pickups, plus the occasional power-up, it features loadout systems and hacks, and in all honesty throws the idea of neutral ground starts out the window in favour of letting you pick from 2 weapons and a grenade to begin with. The hacks themselves also give you additional abilities, such as being able to see where the nearest power-up is, starting with a bit of armour, or starting with more ammo. And while the gunplay carries over nicely and the fast-paced nature provides some pretty exciting moments, the multiplayer falls short because it can't fully commit to the idea of an arena shooter in the way that Doom fully commits to its old-school origins. The fact that the game features loadouts pretty much undermines the entire idea of it being an arena shooter. The one thing I do like about the multiplayer is the demon rune. The first player to grab it is transformed into one of 4 demons: the Revenant, the Baron of Hell, the Mancubus, or the Prowler. Grab the rune and you're basically guaranteed a lot of kills. The multiplayer is fun in places. I have actually enjoyed playing it quite a bit, but I just don't buy it as an arena shooter, and more of an unsatisfying attempt to appeal to both Quake fans and Call of Duty fans at the same time. The final third of Doom is SnapMap, a custom map designer, and it's not quite on the level of Halo's Forge in terms of level design, but on the other hand, the rules and mechanics are highly customizable. Maps can be designed for single players, co-op or competitive rules. I've played survival maps, parkour maps, even a farming simulator, and there's a MOBA out there. SnapMap seems to have a ton of potential in terms of what players can create with it, but it's still hit with some absurd limitations. Firstly, you can only have 12 active demons at a time on the map, and the level designer is limited to simply placing pre-made rooms together. The thing that frustrates me most about SnapMap is it also forces a 2-weapon loadout. Regardless of the map you're playing on, you can only ever use 2 weapons. SnapMap seems really exciting. There's even some great in-game menus to help you find popular maps and play them with other people, but the limited level designing tools, forced 2-weapon loadout and other limitations seriously hold back something that could potentially add hours of extra playtime. There's a few technical issues here and there with all parts of the game. When you first launch Doom, you'll be stuck with an incredibly stuttery loading screen that can seem really long. And what's worse is that if you want to switch between campaign, multiplayer or SnapMap, you have to restart the entire game for some reason, meaning you have to sit through that loading screen once again. Single player load times can also be pretty long, but only when you first launch a level. And I experienced quite a few frame rate issues in outdoor areas and a fair few crash to desktop incidents along the way that once again forced me to not only sit through that lengthy loading screen, but could be a real buzzkill to the excitement that the campaign can generate. While the multiplayer and SnapMap fail to really stand out, the campaign is truly incredible. id have done an amazing job of not only honouring what made Doom great back in the 90s, but maintaining that spirit and expanding on it in the 2016 reboot. The gunplay, the violence and the gore comes together to make one incredibly exciting experience, while the exploration elements can reward a keen eye and bring up old nostalgic feelings. In closing, Doom is simply fantastic. It's one of the best shooters in years, even more so than Wolfenstein, which is a game I really liked. Doom's ultra-violent, fast-paced demonic shootouts never fail to excite, while the goofy humour can keep you smiling. The minimalistic story has just enough to make sure you know what you're doing as you shoot and blast your way through the best game of 2016 so far. The campaign is big, dumb and incredibly fun from start to finish. The multiplayer is enjoyable but nothing special, and SnapMap has an insane amount of potential despite its limitations, but the campaign is worth the asking price alone. 5 out of 5. Incredible.